What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be checking out boats. I'm going to be checking out boats in the bay as well as some bayous here in Destin, Florida. So if you're into boats, you're in the right place. Let's go. All right, first up, got an Everglades. Looks like a 243cc. I can see why they have that jack plate up. This water through here, I mean, I'm having to trim up in a little 16-foot skiff because I started hitting the sand. Shallow water. Oh, Everglades 243cc. Super nice boat though. And I'm gonna warn you, this may be kind of a depressing video. Most of the homeowners through here, pretty low income. These people are just scraping to get by. You can tell by some of these properties. But we'll reserve our judgment. Check out these boats. Right on the corner here, we got a pretty massive bow rider. Wonder if it's a Regal. I can't see from here. I don't think it is. This water is very shallow, probably about a foot deep where I am right now. This is a Cruisers yachts. Love the color, that dark gray black combination. Triple Mercury outboards. That is nice. There is a little bit of a channel coming in here. That's how that boat got in. I'm suddenly in deeper water, about 3 feet of water now. But the way I came in on that flat, man, it was shallow. It's a cool boat though. Looks like next up, we've got a little poling skiff. And those same folks have a pontoon boat as well. Check out, well, there's another skiff in there too on the other side. Looks like a little Boston whaler. But this light blue one, can't really tell what it is from here, but it looks like a beaver tail or a Hell's Bay or something like that. I love those little skiffs like that. That one is a Hell's Bay. Very cool little skiff. 115 horsepower outboard. That is more than enough to push that little skiff. We got a fancy pontoon boat here. And then I was correct, a little whaler on the inside. These people have a couple of really cool little boats. Looks like the whaler has a little Tohatsu. I'm guessing that's what that outboard is. Can't really tell from here, but it's a unique looking one. Not what I'm used to seeing with Mercury, Yamaha, Suzuki, stuff like that. That is a cool little boat though. I've got us a Pathfinder with a second station. That looks like possibly a 2600. I didn't see as I was coming up on it. Good sized boat though. That is a 2600. Beautiful boat. And then a Venture center console there. Pair of Yamaha outboards. Little bow rider. That looks like a Sea Hunt through there. It is. 300 horsepower Yamaha outboard. Sea Hunt game fish. And then that's a different Sea Hunt there. It's a center console, but the T-top, it's not a T-top. The piping for the hard top actually comes down and meets the gunnels. Not sure what hole that is, but good looking boat. Nice Sea Hunt. This looks like a little Sea Ray 230 inboard outboard power. Not my preference, but it'll get you out on the water. Probably just something to get out to Crab Island, take the family. enjoy your time out there. Same deal here with the chaparral. Inboard, outboard power. That one's a little 19-footer. Black, like wakeboard tower on it. Alright, got some blank docks here. The next boat we're coming up on is a Grady White. It's like a dual console. I love Grady White boats. This one has a pair of Yamaha outboards. Grady Whites are just really good boats. If I had my choice, I would get a center console rather than a dual console setup like that, but to each their own. This one has a pair of Yamaha 200 horsepower outboards. Coming up on a Bentley pontoon boat. It's got a Suzuki 200 horsepower outboard. That is a massive screened enclosure, like 2-story screen enclosure, closing the pool area. It's just wild. The old Bentley Elite 25. I got a little tracker tiller handle boat in there. That's pretty cool. It's a Hatsu outboard. Little wave runner as well. They got most of their bases covered. I guess they can always get on their neighbor's boat if they want to go fish out in the Gulf, because that is plenty capable. Beautiful World Cat, pair of 300 horsepower Yamahas. That one's like got a center station, but more of a walk around console than a center console. Cool little Boston whaler when they want to get into some skinny water. It looks like it's a Yamaha outboard. Pursuit center console, unique hull color, something you don't see a whole lot of. That's got a pair of Yamaha 300s. Very nice boat. That one's a true center console. Not a bad hull color, just unique, something you don't often see. Like the neighbors here have a Harris pontoon boat, the Mercury outboard. We are making our way almost to the very back here. This bayou kind of abruptly ends. We got a Key West center console. That one's got a Yamaha outboard. You can tell by the footprint, it's a little bit of an older outboard. Nice boat. Well, this goes back a little farther than I thought. Maybe a little tricky to get turned around back here. This little boat can get anywhere though. I actually think it goes on a lot farther than I initially thought. Go off to the left-hand side here. Check that out here in just a second. This is a Hurricane deck boat here, kind of a pontoon boat, but not aluminum pontoons. It's got fiberglass hull. You don't see a ton of those around, but it makes sense if all you're trying to do is kind of get out on the sandbar, get to Crab Island. And a beautiful Everglades through there. That looks like a 243cc. If you've seen my channel before, it's no secret that is one of my absolute favorite holes for fishing around here. Alright guys, I'm getting turned around back here and I'll do my best not to crash. There's that 243cc we just saw. Here's my boat. There's a tiny little canal right back there. I'm not going to go back there. The only thing I see is a jet ski. I'm going to respect those people's privacy. I'm sure there's nothing legendary back there as far as boats being tight like that, but man, it is a very tight squeeze through here. We got several more boats, beautiful pieces of property to check out. Coming back out of this bayou. Man, these are some of the nicer houses in Destin. Gorgeous property. All right, coming up on a Harris pontoon boat, the Mercury outboard. That's looks like a non-Verado outboard. 300 horsepower. Tri-tune. And up here, another little whaler, little Boston whaler. That one's got a little Mercury outboard on it. It's on a floating dock. And then just on the inside of it is a bow rider. A pretty loud color of blue. Looks good though. The white Yamaha outboard. And this property through here is just absolutely gorgeous. Got a Cobalt 300 horsepower Yamaha white outboard. A wakeboard, bow rider, ski boat, whatever you want to call it. Look at some of this property through here. Got a couple fellas out here fishing. Got a beautiful Pathfinder. The Yamaha outboard. That one looks like a 2400 single, probably 300 horsepower outboard. That one does not have a second station. A couple fellas fishing. I wonder if they're catching anything. And the neighbors have a Chaparral bow rider. Inboard outboard power. Just look at that house. Absolutely beautiful. Coming up on what looks from here like an Everglades. Center console, a good size one too. We've also got a couple of wave runners, looks like. They're on the floating dock. The Everglades has color matched Yamaha outboards. I mean, why not, right? Yep, that's definitely an Everglades. Gorgeous boat. That one's got a pair of Yamaha outboards. There's no badging on them, so I can't tell what horsepower, but look like the XTO offshores. Probably a pair of 425s. I don't see why you would go cheap on a boat like that. Very pretty boat. Got the little ladder there. The center helm seat right behind it. If you did want to add a second station, you probably could rather easily. Like pop through right there. Alright, well that's it for the boats in this little bayou here. Absolutely beautiful property through here. One of my favorite bayous here in Destin as far as houses go. They are beautiful. I'll show you this house here on the point. What a piece of property. And they've got the corner here overlooking the bay. Absolutely beautiful view. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you know somebody that might enjoy this, share it with them. If you're into this content, want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. See you next time.